Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video is for Wednesday, November 7th, 2012. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, folks, market's getting crushed today. We have had a nice bounce off the lows, but the Dow is still down 262 points. NASDAQ down 68 points. S&P 500 is down 28.5 points on the day. Basically 2+% across the board. What's the culprit here? Well, basically, the elections concluded late last night. Obama reelected, and the market begins to freak out today. Why? Well, I think there's multiple reasons, and let me just talk to you guys about the multiple reasons. Number one, the fiscal cliff. All right, the Republicans probably aren't going to be so conducive to going with Obama and what he wants to do in terms of raising taxes on the rich and lowering on the and so forth, and that is going to create this knocking of heads, which will likely create us going off the fiscal cliff. We go off the fiscal cliff, it could literally spin us into a major recession again, and the market doesn't want to deal with that. Prices are adjusting in stocks to factor that possibility in. In addition, I think there's something of a shot across the bow because Obama has talked about raising the dividend taxes, so taxes on dividends, taxes on capital gains. That's all about stock investing. So I think there's a shot across the bow by people saying, well, listen, we're going to sell all our stocks this year and take profits because we know what taxes are this year. We don't know if they're going up next year. It's a fine line here, folks. It really is in regards to what's going on with this market. And the market is basically saying, hey, listen, we're also in control here. Yes, Obama, you're president now, but at the same time, we can force this market to really collapse on you and put you in a lot of heat if you do some of this stuff. All right, now obviously there has to be a conjunction of things. I mean, obviously there has to be a little bit of revenue increase as well as spending cuts. I mean, it has to solve the fiscal cliff. A lot has to be done here, but again, this market today is sending a clear signal. A clear signal saying, hey, this has got to start to happen. We have to get our stuff under wraps here. In addition, did anyone notice how there was nothing major coming out of Europe for the previous 2 months ahead of the elections? There was a gag order, a silence order there in Europe not to talk about what's going on. Guess what happened today, folks? It's over. Election's over. Obama reelected. Gag order done. Draghi comes out and says, hey, listen, things are not good in Europe. Not only that, but Germany's even slowing down now. That was a major shock to the markets, although it shouldn't have been for anyone who's somewhat intelligent. But nonetheless, the market's getting a shock in that regard as well. So all of these things coming together, the market seeing some massive selling. We were down over 300 points, well over 300 at the lows. The market actually came into a major bottom here. Look at the bottoming tail. I mean, just in a technical basis, the money was there. If you're a day trader, oh my God, today. I mean, the opportunities. First of all, I bought right here. Bam, bounced. And then we came down here, bounced. We came all the way down here, bottoming tail. I actually bought even down here, right at 139.15 was my entry. And I ended up making something like 20 cents first half, 50 cents second half on the spiders as it bounced. I could have even held for over $1. But bottom line is, it was an awesome trade. Trades galore, folks. Stocks are getting punished. Financials are getting crushed today. Why? Goldman Sachs, look at this, down $7 today. Why is Goldman down so much? Because basically Obama is all about regulation for financials. Romney would have been lack of regulation or less regulation. So financials had factored in the hopes of Romney winning, not so fast. Bam, to the downside, the financials come. JPM drastically lower here. Take a look at this on JPM, down $2. That's a 5% move down on JPM. I mean, financials are getting crushed. In addition, Apple, folks, Apple's getting walloped here, down $21 on the day, although it actually is coming into some good support levels down in this range. But again, Apple drastically lower for the multiple times. I mean, we've been seeing the weakness in Apple. Look at Apple. Apple, by the way, from the highs is now down 20%. 20% from the highs to the lows, above $700 to $556. That is a big correction, folks. A 20% drop in Apple is quite something. Where are all those calls about $1,000 price targets that Nick and I laughed at? All right. Again, I mean, it's just so funny how, we just continue to follow the methodology, the ITMS methodology, and it just leads us to the promised land, the profit land. It just takes us right there. You may have bumps along the road where it goes up a little bit more. Either way, the call's dead on. You know, I've been saying for quite some time Apple's going to have a major correction, and it's actually getting into a major level now. If we just flip over to the weekly chart, look at the weekly. Weekly's on the 50 MA. You have to like Apple here, in my opinion, or at least begin to like it. I still think there could be a little bit more downside tomorrow. I also think that this area is a very important area right here on Apple. Which is right around, in worst case scenario, maybe it goes to about 520. But either way, I mean, this is just a level now. You're entering where you probably do get a bounce. And again, the same level I was just talking about is right here, that 520 level on Apple, this little pivot low. I mean, that's worst case scenario. I don't think it necessarily gets down there without a bounce first. But if it does get down there, even I'd be a welcome buyer to tuck it away somewhere. Okay? I just have to like that level. I mean, I think that's a great level there. All right, what else do we have here, folks? Apple's obviously getting hammered. Google's down over 10, almost 11 bucks. Beautiful fall there. Look at the bearish pattern on Google. I mean, this drop here on bad earnings, and then look at this bearish consolidation breakdown. If this goes here, this is where you're looking to buy as a swing trade. Awesome level there. Baidu's down $1.63. That's just giving back what it kind of gained the last couple days. This is going to ultimately go here minimally and then probably to 95 before it becomes a good buy. There'll be some great longs out there, folks. In fact, I am keeping my eyes open for longs and even picking up a couple out there that look good, but you have to kind of wait patiently until the level gets hit. You just can't jump in willy-nilly here. All right. Again, the markets are probably going to stay volatile, which is great for us as swing traders. I mean, as swing traders, folks, this is exactly what we want. I want to see volatility. I want to see craziness. Day trading, intraday volatility, which is what we're getting today as well. I mean, all these are great positives. Now, the big question is, will it continue? My guess is it will now that the elections are over. All right. Again, Obama does not have to get reelected again. This is his last term. Therefore, he doesn't have to worry about propping up the markets and keeping volatility low, and just, you know, the whole Federal Reserve of QE policy doesn't have to be as intense anymore because they don't have to keep the markets up for him to get reelected. I mean, there's a bunch of things. But it all comes back to the same aspect of, you know, volatility is going to increase now. Right around New Year's, Thanksgiving, yeah, it's going to quiet down for those weeks right around there. But aside from that, volatility is here to stay. You can see it today with the drops and the pops, mostly drops out there. Again, Apple's down 22 bucks right now. Google's down 11.5. Chevron and Exxon are down 2.5 each. I mean, that's a big drop here on Chevron. Chevron actually making a short-term new low today, but trying to hold that 200 MA. Exxon, let's take a look at Exxon. Look at this drop. 200 MA right here is where you're looking on Exxon. Very nice level, actually, right there. All right, taking a look at Newmont Mining, NEM. NEM's actually holding up, considering gold today. Gold's actually holding up, too, up 13 cents. So right there, USO, though, oil getting smoked. I mean, it had this huge bounce yesterday on possibilities of good things and people thinking maybe Romney might get elected not so fast, and then it gets crushed today. All right, so that's what we have there on the USO, folks. I mean, that's a huge drop on the USO. I think USO is going down here. I think over the next month or so, you'll head down here. Once you're in this range, yeah, it becomes a smart long position. The retrace there would be a smart long, no doubt. All right, what else do we have here, folks? I'm just kind of scanning through. A lot to discuss, but in all fairness, I'm missing trades while I'm doing this video, so I want to get back to trading in a minute, too. I think Hewlett-Packard's an interesting trade. It's coming down into some support. Had a great 2-bar surge up and closed above the 20, now back down. As long as it holds this low, this looks intriguing to me on Hewlett-Packard, HPQ. What else? Let's see here. One other stock I'm following a little bit is CLNE. CLNE popped on good earnings yesterday. Was up as much as $1 and change. They actually had very solid. I mean, the earnings, they still lost money, but the revenue and they beat expectations and everything. It looks like they're on the right track here. This is a natural gas supplier of fueling stations, which we know is going to be the next future kind of thing for the markets and so forth. Today, because of the selling in the markets, this thing's coming back down. But, I mean, this is probably a buying opportunity down here. It's already bounced well off its lows. It's coming back nicely, but I mean, definitely keep an eye on this. I have to say, I do like this quite a bit if the pattern sets up. I'm waiting for the 3-day rule, but I like this area really quite a bit on CLNE. All right, guys, so these are swing trade ideas for you. Day trading wise, I'm not going to focus on that too much right now. I'm going back in the chat room to finish out the day and day trade more. I encourage you to come here, take the 7-day free trial to the Research Center, which is geared towards swing traders and investors. And if you're a day trader, if you want to get into day trading, if you want to learn proprietary methodology, join the intraday stock chat. You can listen to us all day, make calls. You can look at our live charts. Awesome stuff here. And again, the profits just continue to roll in. You know, I made money last week on on IBM on the long side with my members, just as a swing trade. We're making money on the dollar, being long the dollar over the last couple of weeks here, and now I'm all of a sudden looking to pick up some long positions, even on this dip here, if we get to the right levels. And there are actually some levels out there that I'm looking to short on certain stocks as well. There's always a trade out there, folks. We just have to find it, and we have to follow the PPT methodology. Price, pattern, and time methodology. It's proprietary here, and it works. That's the beauty of it. Simple, and it works. Take care, guys. Come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com.